177 million Americans are under some sort of winter weather alerts as a massive winter storm system sweeps across the U.S.
What a mess. The wicked weather already causing headaches for holiday travelers as it's led to thousands of flight cancellations and delays across the country. AAA estimating that 7.2 million Americans will fly to their destinations. That's a 14% increase over the last year. But because of the conditions, many will have to make adjustments on the fly.
Yeah, the storm impacting airports in New York, Chicago, and Denver the hardest so far. These are the conditions Denver was facing yesterday. You can't even see the plane on the runway because of those snowy conditions. Many travelers in Denver say their holiday plans are now up in the air, so to say.
We don't know what's going to happen, whether or not they have extra flights for tonight, or they're saying maybe they won't even have flights tomorrow. So it's Christmas, it sucks.
And it was changed for 10:30 tonight. And then about an hour or two ago, I looked again, and it was changed again to 11:15 tonight.
So as the storm moves east, we do have our team of correspondents across the Midwest and the East Coast tracking this historic storm this morning, including Alex Miller, who is at LaGuardia Airport in New York, one of the most impacted airports today. That's according to FlightAware. We'll get to her shortly. But first, let's head over to meteorologist Scott Withers to tell us a little bit more about the storm's path and what we're working with on this Christmas.
It's going to get a lot worse at those airports. We are right in the middle of the worst of this storm, and we still got another day to go. Almost half of all Americans dealing with either blizzards, snow, record low temperatures, or life-threatening wind chills, or some of all that combined.
Please stay at home, stay indoors, try not to be out on the roadway unless there's an emergency. The conditions are getting worse by the minute.
That police officer in Kentucky, along with police officers across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Ohio River Valley, are pleading with people, stay home, as thousands of miles of roads across the region are quickly being covered with snow. Blizzard conditions. This is Nebraska. Look at that. This state police officer can barely see past the end of his patrol car. Whiteout conditions as 45-mile-per-hour winds whip up the snow. The blowing snow making roads across the country slick. 5 people were killed in accidents in Kansas and Oklahoma. Each time drivers lost control on those icy roads. And police have closed hundreds of miles of roads across the region in South Dakota. Major interstates have shut down. You can see why right there. Well, you can't see why. You can't see anything. They're just too dangerous. Police say it's not safe to try and use smaller side roads either because they're just in worse condition. Numerous accidents across Missouri forced the closure of Interstate 44. Drivers were forced onto the surface roads, and you can see how slowly they're going. Then take a look. The below freezing temperatures are causing a massive drain in the power grid. That transformer blew in Kansas City, Missouri, knocking out power to thousands of people. It's 6 below there with a wind chill of 35 below. There's almost 500,000 people, 500,000 customers across the country without power right now while we're speaking. All right, this is the radar map, showing it to you for a few days. That polar air just sitting there in the blue. It's going to start spreading across the country, dropping down from Canada. It's going to reach all the way down to the Texas-Mexico border, right back here, and all the way across to Florida. Right now, we've got blizzard conditions up here, the plains, the Great Lakes region, North and South Dakota, across most of Minnesota, and into Iowa, Wisconsin, almost all of Michigan. Heavy snow could be falling in the Ohio River Valley, all the way down through Tennessee. We're seeing 1 to 2 inches of snow falling in an hour. Now, in front of it, that's where we're seeing all that rain in the green, and that's going to freeze later tonight, creating really dangerous roadways. Now, this whole system is going to bomb out. Sounds scary. Just means that the winds are going to get really stronger. And I hate to point this out, but we've got right back here, we've already got our next winter storm brewing. It is hitting the Pacific Northwest this morning. Snow and ice blanketing Puget Sound, including Seattle. That system just start moving across the country. Here's the warnings, and there are a lot of them. Blizzard and winter storm warnings in red and pink, covering the upper Midwest and Great Lakes and parts of Washington State and Oregon, as I just said. Look at the deep freeze from Texas and the Mexico border all the way across the Gulf Coast down to Orlando. Temperatures below freezing tonight and tomorrow morning. The iguanas are going to be dropping out of the trees down there. Along the East Coast, New Jersey and New York could see some flash flooding. And up across the Northeast, that brown color, strong winds 40 miles per hour. And over near Buffalo, they could see gusts of 70 miles per hour. And the gray, that is where we're focusing. That is below freezing real temperatures across most of the country, and the life-threatening wind chills ranging from -55 up in Montana, 15 below in Dallas-Fort Worth. Cincinnati, you're in it today, -35, -30 in Pittsburgh. The Steelers, it's cold up there and all across the South, 15 below, 9 below here in Atlanta. The good news, most of this will start wrapping up later tonight into tomorrow, but it's still going to be bitterly cold for most of the country. The roads are going to be impassable in a lot of places, and air travel, it's going to be a mess.
And it's happening at the worst possible time for travelers.
Nightmare before Christmas, literally.
Man. All right, Scotty, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.